Yeah. Welcome to the Black Club. I'm your host, B No. He's your co-host. Easy does it. Your favorite trucker's favorite trucker. Please like, subscribe, hit that share button so we can get into the algorithm and turn on your notifications so you can know when we got this thing going. So with it, bro.
What's going on, bro? Man, I'm up in Ban Bancor, Maine. I can't even remember if that's the name or not, man. Somewhere I'm talking about. I'm only like 5-10 miles from Canada right now, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Damn.
It's nice up here though. It's real nice. It's a whole different type of vibe up
Yeah. What's it like up there?
here. Yeah, man. Like you ever watch them movies? Like you know what I'm saying? It's like the rural kind of mountain country type vibe and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it's real, like out the movies. It's real deal like that. Like the people, you know what I'm saying. Everything. It's cool though. They food is different. You know what I'm saying. Big ass moose walking around and shit, but it's cool though.
Yeah.
It's
What
cool.
type of food like they got up there? Cause I know it ain't like what we eat down here in the South.
Um, it's real different. I only went to the breakfast spot. I don't really trust nothing else. They had some barbecue stuff I wasn't so sure about. You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
uh, but uh. But yeah, so it's I only tried the breakfast stuff. What I've noticed on the East Coast, man, it's real. I can't even. It's real old school American type of food. Like you'll get your restaurants with the sausage and sauerkraut and all that other type of shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a lot of that, a lot of that type of
Yeah.
stuff. But it's not terrible. I
Yeah.
don't fuck with sauerkraut just for the record, but everything
Yeah, I
else
don't
though,
either.
yeah,
I
that shit
can't do it.
terrible.
I can't do it. I eat the sausage, but not the sauerkraut.
All right. Yeah.
Man, we got a lot of good ones to get into today. We're gonna start off with
Yeah.
our first segment, some news you can use.
Uh huh.
Um, we kind of covered this in the last episode, but it's still kind of going viral with a lot of these videos that's being made about blacks not helping the Latinos. But like we said, kind of in the last episode where they're illegal. You know what I'm saying? Like they are committing a crime. Now, in one sense, some of them who have been here for a while, never, committed a crime, don't have no kind of history or nothing like that, they kind of feel like they should be an exception. What do you think? Do you think that we should be like standing up for those people, the ones that haven't committed a crime, don't have any kind of record, but they getting deported anyway, just because maybe it could have been bad timing or something that they didn't have time to get all the paperwork and stuff done. That shit take a long time.
I I get that, but at that point, like I don't know if they going for people who are in the process of getting it together though. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know enough as far as like who they really full out targeting. Like if it depends on where you at with the process and everything like that. Even if you've been here for a while, like I get it. I get what you're saying, but if you've been here for a while, it may be even more so. Like if you've been here 5, 6, 10 years, and again, I don't know how in detail how this process really go. But
Right.
if you've been here for all that long and you still ain't got none of your paperwork and nothing like that together, it's like what you. I mean, I I'm kind of torn on it. Like
Yeah, it's
it's
a
tough. It's
I
tough.
look at it like this. Okay, when the Ukrainians came over here, right? They fast tracked them an emergency citizenship.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
then let's say you got the Hispanics that are like that haven't had any kind of record, haven't caused any kind of trouble. They've been going to work or whatever since they've been here. Why not give those people a citizenship or an emergency citizenship to help them? You know what I'm saying? Like instead of splitting those families up, why not
Right.
give
Right. Yeah.
those? those people. So if they don't have no criminal record, no background, nothing, but they can prove that they just been here, they've been working, that maybe they pay taxes that way. But
Yeah,
I would say,
this the
fast
American
track.
government, bro. This the American
That's
government.
the yeah.
They gonna
It's
do
it's
what
a
they
it's an
want to
agenda
do.
behind it.
They gonna do what they want to do when they want to do it, and if it suits them and how they want to do. Like it ain't. It's not fair. Like we know, we all know and understand that at this point, none of it is fair. Like the American government does what they want to do when they want to do it. They'll
Yeah.
give whatever reason, to try to soften the blow, but they really don't care for real. So
No.
I think we all gotta go from the standpoint and the viewpoint of that. America gonna do what they want to do, and it don't matter what you view as fair or right or wrong or none of that. So we got to get to that point first. Get that full understanding that it's not gonna be fair. It's not gonna be quote unquote right what they doing. So after that, after the common sense stuff of, okay, if you did it here, why couldn't you do it here? They had their own agenda for that. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying? And after that, it's like I mean, once you get that understanding, it's just, especially as men, we just gotta get to that understanding of it ain't gonna be fair. They ain't gonna do what everybody think is right. That's just not gonna happen. They're gonna do what they feel like they want to do, and if it technically falls under the umbrella of being illegal, they get to use the full extent of the law on you. That's just kind of how. That's how they do it. That's how they stay in control.
I think it's
So it
because
ain't
it's
right.
not enough people that's what I'm saying. Like when stuff happened to us, if it's just us that's out there protesting or whatever, nothing gets done about it. But when other people join in with us, like white people or whatever, then it's more of a movement. It becomes more of a
It just
situation.
depend. It just depend on what it is. Like if it's something like this where the government clearly got you at an angle where it's technically illegal, and you're not getting no wiggle room off that at all.
But
Like
you
if a
got them
bunch
at an angle being that they've done it before for other groups of
They
people.
don't care what angle you got them on.
They
What you
have
gonna
to.
do
They have to if you make enough noise. If you make enough
if
noise about it, they
if the
got
right
to.
people
Because
if the
at the
right
end of the
people make
day,
enough
this is
noise?
what people got to realize. The government don't run us. We really run the government. We supposed to be telling them what the fuck to do.
We
But
supposed
because
to.
they got this mentality of a democracy in mind and that the government has the authority, when in reality they really don't. It's to the people.
Right,
But the people just
right,
don't express it the right way.
right. That's where it is. People don't, and that's where the government comes in with making sure that we are confused and don't know what to
That's
do.
true.
Like
That's
we
true.
don't we technically the government is supposed to work for us, but how they're shifting it and how it's been shifted, it's like we work for them. And they
Yeah.
got so many things and laws and rules in place to really make you feel like you work for the government. And so as a people, we got to get smarter. That's what I'm saying. It's not fair. So, but we just got to be smarter and have a realistic understanding of what it is and what it ain't, and move forward with that information, with that in mind. And yeah, we could do something like that if we galvanized and went about it a
That's
certain way and all that.
yeah.
But we not though. They out there tearing up stuff and setting shit on fire and rioting and stuff like that. That's not how you. That's why they just sent the damn government, the military out there. They don't have
I
to do
think I
shit.
think a lot of those people are crisis actors.
Could be, could be.
Ain't nothing
Because
no
again,
different than
the
them and those
government
fake ass
gone.
proud boys that be lining up and walking with the flags and marching, saying all this fake ass shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably
It could
FBI
be.
agents. You know what I'm saying? Like
It
CIA. You
could
never
be.
know. Like created
That's
to
what I'm
cause
saying.
chaos. And I
Hmm.
think we
They
are falling for it. That's the thing. Because they don't want us united. If for one, if blacks and browns did unite, just imagine what that would cause. They don't want that, especially at a time right now where hell, white people are even divided amongst each other.
right.
So
Yeah.
they really don't want that.
They this is the time period that they really afraid of right now when they are
Exactly.
divided amongst themselves as the power at be whatever, and it's so much turmoil that it's like the people at the bottom, mostly the black and brown people, is like, nah, they ain't got it figured out right now. We got to do something different. You know what I'm saying? If we really start moving and galvanizing the right way, we could really have been done something. But we still learning on really what to do, how to do stuff like that. So
Yeah.
uh yeah, the riots that's going on in LA with the ICE people and stuff like that, like it's crazy, but I don't think, even if it is the agents and people like that that's kind of provoking it, I don't think it's a whole lot we can do for real from the standpoint that we at now, right now. I don't think it's a whole lot that you're gonna be able to do. Mm-mm.
Well, no, because once black people get involved, that's going to heighten everything. So it's going to turn it into a totally different situation. So
Yeah.
but I just think that if I think we kind of looking at it a different way. What's up, Marissa? I think we kind of looking at it the wrong way. I think we should be, even if we know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they are the majority of the ones that they going after supposed to be the criminal. Okay, we're not looking
Right.
at them. But it's obvious they don't really know how to go about doing this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's why they are crying out to black people to show them how to go about doing this. Because I mean, who got more experience in it than us?
No,
What do
they
you think
don't
they
fit.
what you think they asking us for help for? I think it's because they don't they really feel like we can help them because of
I
our
mean,
experience in the situation.
of course they feel like we can help them. They in a they in a position that they ain't really never been in before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The government has never sent out a big mass movement of deporting illegal Hispanics. Like, sometimes, the police will run down on a group of, especially in Texas, you'll drive down the street and at a Home Depot or something like that, you see a big old group of them, that may be illegal, looking for some side work or some
Right.
hustle work or something like that. They might roll up on them and, harass them or whatever, but it's never been a whole big movement where they out searching and looking for them. It's never been nothing like that before. So no, they don't know what they doing. They just rounded everybody up that they think look like something. So
Yeah.
but yeah, they won't they I don't think they want our help because they got it figured out. I think they just crying out to somebody who is close, who has been in a similar position almost, I guess, in us. But in any of those positions, we don't really never get a whole lot of help from them. I ain't never seen no big old push of pure Hispanics that's really, pushing, talking about a black cause or nothing like that. Unless I'm missing something, but I can't really recall nothing like that.
I mean, if even if it was, that wasn't gonna be pushed to the forefront anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because that wasn't an agenda. But
Yeah,
I get what you're saying. But that's why I believe that it would be more of a benefit for us at this time because we all know in this country, in America, there's going to be something that comes about with black people, especially during election time, because that's when they always have a police officer kill a black person, for the
yeah,
emotional
uh
standpoint
huh,
and all that shit. So just imagine, and this is why I was asking it from like an ally standpoint.
mm-hmm.
If we did stand with them now, when we need somebody, who do you think gonna be the first ones to be there? Or do you think at that time, what's up with it, James? Do you think at
What's
that
up,
time,
James?
even if we did stand with them, they would still say, forget us, F us? I don't think so.
I I
And just
doubt it. Based on the Hispanic people that I know, I doubt it. I don't think it would go like that. I don't think it would. They would do us bad or nothing like that. But I just don't think this is something that they have really a leg to stand on. So I think this particular thing, they fighting a losing battle. That's not
yeah,
It's
it
not
is.
something you can win.
That's true.
You know what I'm
because
saying?
they have the law behind it. Like, yeah,
Just the basis on what, just from the very jump, everything you illegal off the jump. So it's not a
yeah.
whole lot we can do to
That's
say, well,
the
I mean, because we can come with the whole, well, white people came over here illegally too thing, but I don't know how long that's going. They got a whole government behind them. You gonna try to go to war with the government, Mexico, with black people? I don't think that's gonna work too good. That's the only thing you can do at that point because they feel like they got the law behind them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, on the outside looking in, it's really like the thing I talked about before. Like, imagine somebody walking up, slapping you, taking your car, and then writing on a piece of paper, "Hey, it's illegal to do this now." You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it is. But
yeah.
they got them laws behind them. So I mean, if you're really ready to go to war behind it on that type of level, okay. But I don't think people really ready to do that.
No, I don't even think they ready to go that far with it.
Yeah, because who they gonna
Um,
get? The Mexican government?
Shit. Now they ran by the cartel. From what
You hear me? So
allegedly.
what we right? No, I ain't
Uh,
no allegedly. We know what's up.
did
Shit.
you see where? So we had covered Chris Brown in our
Mm,
couple episodes ago about him and
yeah,
his incident in London, and we also
yeah,
covered when he was released on bond on bail.
yeah.
And
Uh huh.
so he's got his tour going on right now, the Breezy Bowl tour that's going on over there. So he went viral for dancing on top of this one chick, and then he ended up kissing her, right? So
Yeah,
it had said they had assumed that she had a boyfriend there, but come to find out that that dude that was there wasn't her boyfriend. But she
yeah,
did make a post about him saying that her ex is gonna be jealous when he see this and all this and that. But the reason why I brought that up because I wanted to ask you this question. Let's
yeah.
say she did have a boyfriend. Do you think she would have been faithful enough to stop Chris Brown, or she still would have went through with it? Are women really that faithful today, or I mean, is that just out of the question in your opinion?
Oh, I don't see. Honestly, I'm gonna be 100% sure. I don't see no woman with no average everyday dude that's going to no Chris Brown, Usher. You know what I'm saying? Concert, because Usher do it too. He known for it.
I should bring out the cherries and everything. That
All that
nigga.
they not going to that. They not going to that concert. And out of all these people, they happen to be selected on some. You know how it can get with they dreams and fantasies and shit. They not passing that up for nobody. They're like the Kiki Palmer girl. They'd rather be single
Mm.
than to,
Even if
than
they
to not
married.
experience that. Yeah, than to not experience that. Like for them, it'd be the emotion, like the like I was talking to somebody and it was like, you know, it's a difference between, women wanting to express stuff and men wanting to express stuff. Like women, they want to experience, you know what I'm saying? They want to go through the experience of what you are talking about and everything like that. Like men just want to get to the point of what we are doing. The women like the whole experience. So the experience that they gonna have with somebody that they clearly idolize in some way, they not pass that up for no regular dude at the house that they arguing with. You know what I'm saying? They not.
Okay, let's flip the script and say it was a man in the situation, and let's say who, Cardi or Nikki, somebody like that. Same situation. Do you think he's stopping her if he got a girl or if he married?
No.
Damn, so ain't nobody loyal, no.
Mm-mm. If they was honestly, because if they was loyal on that in that type of way, it's likely that I don't know. It's just it seems like the people who would who you would deem loyal in that type of way, they probably would. It's certain things that they would or wouldn't be doing that will put them in that position to begin with. You get what I'm saying? Like
Right.
if a woman is married, 9 times out of 10, she's not trying to be front row at a Chris Brown concert. It's unlikely. You know what I'm saying? Like if she really married and committed and faith, you know what I'm saying? It's probably other things like she's probably there, but she ain't screaming and waving front row. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get because in order to get on stage with these people, they gotta pick you out, and so you gotta be
Right.
visible to them. You gotta be
Right.
doing something to get their attention. If you married and you know what I'm saying and stuff like that, and you trying to be faithful, you're not trying to get their attention. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? You're trying to go
You
there,
just there for the
you know,
entertainment.
yeah, you there for the concert, the singing, the whatever, whatever. You gonna do, kick it and be gone. Go back to probably gonna be texting your spouse, hey, what you doing? Yada yada, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So yeah, I don't think if you in the front row screaming, jumping and hollering, trying to get their attention that you really that faithful type anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're not coming in the crowd and getting nobody, you know what I'm saying, who is just minding their own business in their own vibe or, with a small little group of people. They're not looking for those people. They're looking for the super excited, you know what I'm saying, uh
The
fan.
overly fanatic
Yeah, the
fan.
yeah, the super fan, the fanatic that's gonna jump over some shit and do all this other shit to get up there.
Right.
So nah, nah.
Um, kind of switch uh topics a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw this one. I think I sent it to you, but 109 children were rescued.
Yeah.
244 arrested in Operation Soteria Shield, exposing widespread child exploitation in North Texas.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was in Texas.
Yeah. Right up in
This
our
is an
neck of the
article.
woods.
Hold on, let me read this. This is by CBS News. You know,
Okay.
you gotta shout out the articles and shit.
Yeah.
Authorities call it a successful roundup child sex offenders. The Dallas FBI office, damn, in Dallas. Some of the
You
70
gotta say
law
yeah, right?
enforcement agencies that participated announced the results of the Soteria Shield on Tuesday. They got all the faces of 244 men and women charged with exploiting children for the purpose of sex trafficking or pornography. This is
Yeah. Insane. Standing ovation to him, but man, that's crazy. So do you think this is a result of the whole ICE, trying to track everybody down? Like is could this
no.
be a positive flip to them going and searching people out? Because I think a lot of the dudes that they showed was Hispanic, wasn't ain't
It
they?
was. Yeah, it is. Like
So
white, Hispanic. You got a few black ones in there too, though.
yeah, yeah. But so in the process
Let me
of
see.
seeking out these illegal immigrants or whatever, if this is happening, maybe there's some level of positivity to it.
Um, my thing is this: if they found 109, how many did that they didn't find? How many is it that they didn't find? How
Oh, I'm
many?
sure it's hundreds of thousands
Yeah,
that's really out there.
this to me, I mean, yeah, it's good because but okay, my thing is this too. Who would buy them? Why don't they ever go after those people? Who these kids going to? Where are they going? Somebody got to be paying
Hmm.
for these type of operations. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
these ain't just
Yeah.
random people getting together and doing this. This is a strategic based
Right.
operation.
Right. Right.
It's more to it than that. So I like when I see stuff like this because it saves a lot of kids, yeah. But then a lot of kids, I believe this is the distraction that they give us to take away from the kids that actually go missing because
Or maybe anything else that's going on. But yeah, overall, yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel what you're saying. Like
yeah.
it's man, it's all such a horse and pony show. It's hard to believe or trust anything really that goes on. But
It's operation that been going on for 10 years. That's how
10
long
years
they
they only caught 244 people out of 10 years.
exactly.
Now that's a little less impressive, honestly. 10 years,
Exactly.
that's a long ass time. And I think, bro, probably most of these kids is getting smuggled like out the country. That's what I really feel like happens. Like
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they
so
going to other places, islands, shit like that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I
I
think it's
believe
real
that's what a
heavy in
lot of
South
that
America.
deportation stuff is about. It's really about human trafficking. I don't
In what
think that
way? What you mean? Like you think it's
because,
about them?
but think about this. Why all of a sudden now are they a problem? These people been here for years. Even whether they criminals or not, coming illegally or legally, they've been doing this for years. So why all of a sudden is it being made like a big deal now? And plus, on top of that, Trump has only did what, like 100,000 or something like that. Where was all this outrage when Obama did like 10 million and Bush did like 12 million or whatever the numbers were? They did in the millions. I
Hmm.
think they
It
said Bush
wasn't.
or one of them did like a million in 1 year.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't what they ran on. It wasn't their campaign. So man, these politics is crazy, bro.
It was.
It's
Obama
all
did. Obama said it.
yeah, but politically and how that can be used as a weapon against you, it's like as a Republican, especially as a white a white kind of proud boy, good old boy Republican that Donald Trump has kind of been viewed as, which I don't really believe he is, but he played that card though to get elected with that demographic. So I think that's what it was because he played that card with that demographic. The Democrat side used it as, oh, he racist. He trying to go
Yeah.
against, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of it kind of I won't say blew that out of proportion, but it highlighted it in a negative way. So now they're able to sway emotions, in the public with this type of stuff. Even though Obama did it, every other president
Yeah.
did the same shit. They wasn't talking to white Republicans in this type of way, so it couldn't have been used against them in that way. Like if what's that woman's name? That Kamala Harris woman, if she would have ran and said we doing the same thing, we deporting, she probably wouldn't have used the same verbiage as Trump, which also plays a part. But they, it's catching more flies with honey than vinegar with the Democrats and Republicans. Basically, the Democrats going to make it sound sweet and put all the extra, sass on it and still do the same fucked up shit. The Republicans
Right.
gonna talk shit and say, "Hey, this what we doing. This what we need to be on. Fuck everything else." And that tends to rub the opposite group the wrong way. So that's my stance on it, bro. I don't think it's I really just feel like because the Democrats were able to use that publicly against him,
Yeah.
that's the only reason why it's a big deal right now.
And they knew a lot of people wasn't gonna go and look up like the real truth or the real history behind any of it.
They depend on people's ignorance, bro. They
Yeah,
depend on people's ignorance.
that's true. Um, a post went viral with the king of R&B, Mount Rushmore. And I think the reason why it went viral was because of the people they had on it. But it had Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Usher, and Chris Brown. That's not a bad one, but
Who else
my
you gonna put up there?
I mean
I would, I
Mike
would,
was pop though.
yeah, I would only argue Mike Jackson as being pop instead of R&B, but he is a singer and he had some R&B type of music in there also. So,
Yeah.
and because it's Mike Jackson,
I mean,
come
you
on
got
now,
they gonna
you
put
can't
Mike.
you
I
can't not
mean,
put him in a singing category.
what about people like you wouldn't think like Luther or Keith Sweat or let me see who else. Ron Isley, Al
May
Green,
maybe the Oz, maybe Ron Isley,
maybe Ron Isley.
maybe, but he not even close to Mike Jackson.
Oh no,
Now,
no, no.
if we talking specifically R&B music, then he might can get there. But if we talking about just trying to loop Mike in because he one of us and we just we want to put him in our category, then Yeah, we ain't no who else you gonna put up over Mike.
I mean, don't in my opinion, the only person that got a catalog that can even match Mike is R. Kelly, and he already on the Mount Rushmore.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really.
So
You
you think
said
Usher and Chris Brown? I don't even mind Mike and R. Kelly. Okay, they on their
Usher
own
and Chris
thing.
Brown. Yeah, for sure. Usher and Chris Brown. Chris Brown been. Chris Brown has had a run, bro, since when he come out? 05, 06,
Let
something
me
like
see.
that. I think I was in high school when, or middle. Was I in middle school? Maybe high school when he
Yeah,
came out. Early high school. Bro, Chris Brown been huge and he ain't let nobody down with none of his music in about 10, 15, 20 years now.
2005
Yeah, come on now. That's 20 years in the game.
when he came with
20
Running.
years.
Yeah, he was young
Running was
too.
running was huge, bro. Running
It
was huge
was.
and he ain't slowed down since. He ain't
Yeah,
slowed down since his first single. You gotta put him in there. I will put
even with
Chris Brown
everything
over
that
Usher.
he went through in his
That's
career,
personal. Yeah, personal stuff.
he's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
been yeah.
yeah. I might put Chris Brown over Usher. Usher might be the one that I might replace with somebody else.
Ooh, I don't know now.
I
Usher's
might replace Usher with
Usher been
Ron
having a
Isley.
run since the 90s.
I won't say a run since the 90s. He had a little bit of a run at the end of the 90s and the early 2000s, but after 2011, 12, after Confessions, maybe maybe an album or so after Confessions, he ain't been that big.
He ain't really
He ain't
did
been.
nothing after that.
That's what I'm saying. How can we continue to put him up there
But I mean, R. Kelly ain't
over
either.
Ron Isley? Look at R. Kelly
Usher
catalog,
over
bro.
Usher over Ron Isley. Let me see.
No, I wouldn't. I couldn't put Usher over
What are we
Ron Isley.
basing it on though? Because are you basing it on like hits or just pure
Whatever you
song,
want to put
song
it
for
on.
song?
I mean, Ron Isley got it. What Ron Isley got music that is better than Usher's songs. Going back to the Isley brothers, he got so much music
That's what I'm
that
saying.
you can find plenty of music that's better than Usher's. Their careers have been like Ron Isley came in the 70s. He been popping
Mm.
since the 70s.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. Like longevity, relevance. He still got Ron Isley has had music like just as recent as Usher has.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. That's a tough
So
one
I would have
because
to take Usher out. I'm sorry,
oh, you
but
taking Usher
Usher,
out?
I'm taking Usher out.
Oh,
Usher got to
snap!
go.
I ain't see that coming.
And don't and don't give me like and there's other people that you could put in there other than Ron Isley over Usher.
Yeah. Who
Let
would
me
you
think of
put?
some names.
Who would be your Mount Rushmore then?
I, I mean, because you said Luther, he in there. He got to be in there somewhere.
Luther?
You know what I'm saying? I dang, I
Because
don't.
I
I'm trying
mean,
to
Luther,
really.
Luther. That's tough. Because
That's
I
what I'm.
mean, you could put if you're gonna say Luther and Ron Isley, then that would knock Chris Brown and Usher out.
Well, I'm not putting both. I'm just saying like for this spot because I can't because you need somebody to represent recent history. So Chris Brown is representing all the recent history R&B. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the strongest one out the the
That's more
latest.
relevant right now.
That's what I'm saying. So it's only the Usher spot because he in a weird and his catalog is strong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to disrespect Usher, but his catalog, if you're trying to compare it to all the greats, I think it's a few that got him beat. Is all I'm saying. A few of the greats that might got him beat.
Yeah, I can see
So,
that. I can see that.
uh, I'm trying to think of somebody else. That might have him.
Uh,
What's another
ah,
big name that's
it ain't
in the
really
R&B space?
because the rest of them was mostly groups.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Keith Sweat, but he ain't got enough hits to me.
No, yeah, we ain't gonna do that. Keith Sweat cool, but we ain't gonna
Nah,
do that.
You
We ain't
got
gonna disrespect
Joe,
Usher like
but
that.
I mean, Joe
No,
ain't.
Joe ain't
He didn't
on
have
that
the
level.
longevity.
Maybe Genuine or a Tank, maybe,
Not Tank,
maybe.
not Tank.
No, not Tank.
Tank had one, maybe two good albums, and Genuine.
Genuine, maybe. I don't even think that though. I don't know,
I
cause
that's tough. That's a
Pony and all that.
he had a little. He had
But
about a 10 year
his,
run,
yeah, he had some
but
stiff
he only
competition
had
back
really
then
his
though.
first two albums,
Yeah, you're
and
right.
then
You're
after
right.
that, eh,
Yeah. So yeah, I
he
mean,
wasn't genuine no more.
right. Yeah. So that's all I can really think of, bro. So yeah,
Yeah,
maybe a Ron Isley or a Luther. We're between Usher, Ron Isley, and Luther Vandross. Them three is fighting for the last spot on the Mount Rushmore.
yeah, I can
That's what
see
I would
that.
say. Yeah,
That's a tough one though to try to
that's a tough one.
figure
That's
out
a
just
tough one.
four. This is a trending topic that was trending on. I think I saw it on Twitter, but it was about black love, and this older lady was asking these younger women, do they still believe black love is a thing? A lot of them said,
Mm,
yeah. So I looked up. Uh, let me see. Love, like men that still want to get married, right? The percentage of men and women that's never been married before, but still want to get married, and it's 55% men and 50% of women say that they still want to get
yeah,
married. The number used to be at 69, but in recent years it's dropped. Like that's a big
yeah,
drop, 14%.
yeah,
But
yeah,
what, in your opinion, do you feel like, you know how black love used to be like the main, it was one of our main phrases that we
yeah.
always use, but do you still think it's a thing, or is it still the goal in the black
Um,
community?
I think it is. I think it is a goal. I think it is. It's dropping, and it's probably gonna keep dropping because of, like I said before, like we in a time period now that we've never been in before, where women are so empowered and so free to do whatever they want. They make their own money. They got their own resources. That biologically, like by default, biologically, their mission is to kind of eliminate men. That's how they are wired.
Right,
Because if we taking away societies and jobs and shit like that, women are, if we in the wild like regular animals, women are looking to eliminate men to find one or two or whatever the best mate possible. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of biologically what they do. So
right,
now that they have their own resources, the more and more they get their own resources to do whatever they want to do, they get to make their own choices. And unfortunately, women are not good at choosing men character wise. They're just not good at it. So they choose the wrong over and over and over and over again because they only go off of what they feel. And we
right,
all know that as men, we can make them feel something if we want to. Like so, and they act so, such a victim to it that that's just what it is. So it's just a matter of I heard somewhere where they was like, women are going to be delusional. It's just whether you choose to use that delusion or whether they choose that delusion in your benefit or against you.
yeah,
Whichever one, but they gonna be delusional about whatever they see, how they see fit, and everything like that. So I think that's just what it is. Women go for. That's why so many of the young women, you hear it so often that they went for the bad boy early in their life. They teenage years, they didn't got pregnant a couple times or been in abusive relationships with these type of dudes and stuff like that. And then by the time they get to the age where stuff starting to make sense. They got a couple kids and they real jaded on how men are because they went through the worst of them, following how they feel.
right,
So um I think it's unfortunately it's going to continue to drop because women are gonna more and more have their own choice. And women are not really good at choosing good men. They're just not. Um So black love is still a thing though. We still have a chance and I think we trying to figure it out. Like women are trying to figure out why they need men. You know what I'm saying? And that's a it's a conflict a little bit for them, I think. Like us as men, not a lot has changed with us. It's just women are going through a new phase in American women. It's a whole new phase right now, and they
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. And I mean, it's just not looking pretty necessarily. But I mean, it's what they want. I think, I guess. So I don't know.
I found this list that was it said it was the top 5 reasons why American men are choosing not to get married today. I want to see what you think about
Okay.
it. Number 5, it says that they still desire for independence. It says some men value their independence and may be reluctant to give it up in favor of a permanent commitment. I,
Yeah,
I can see
because
that.
what commitment looks like for us. Like
Exactly.
commitment is not fun for us. It's all responsibility. As soon as you deal
Yeah.
with a woman, like it's all, everything she does from that point forward is on you. Everything.
Once a man enters a relationship, everything becomes responsibility, like you said, because then let's
Everything.
say you have a family. Now you got to be responsible for all of that that surrounds you and yourself at the same time.
Her decision making.
Yes.
Everything. Everything. And let's say she already got a kid or two. You know what I'm saying? You got to come in prepared to, fight them battles with her if the daddy's still around with the child.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's all an uphill battle, and I don't think men get appreciated for that. How we have to seek a woman out to then take care of them. Like
Yeah.
women don't want to take care of men at all on under any circumstance. Like I just debated somebody early on a Facebook post because a woman had made a post and she was like, men always talk about women using them for the money they don't have and shit like that. And I gave the argument like women do the same thing, if not worse. Like at least for men, we are expected to come and pay for the first date and bills and stuff like that. There's a level of expectation with us. So
Right.
even if a man is broke, as a woman, you're still coming to use my resources, or I'm using my resources on you. The other way around, if a woman got money and the more money she got, the less likely she is to take care of anybody. You know what I'm saying? So,
It's true. So
uh,
Delane.
I,
Number 4, we got skepticism about benefits. Some men may question what marriage offers that they don't already have in a committed relationship, leading them to see marriage as unnecessary.
yeah. What am I get? What are we getting married for?
What
If
I
it's
mean,
at
a
this
lot of
point, it's
women
not
these
a
days don't bring what the value that they think they bring to the table because they feel like they set their own value, and that's not how it goes. The
right,
market
right.
or whatever sets your value for you, you can't set your own value. And that's
Yeah.
the delusion that women live in today, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think there's a difference. They can't separate because a lot of, and I've said this before too, a lot of their confidence comes from outside of them. They whole life, women are kind of from little girls on up. They're kind of told, "Hey, you're beautiful. Hey, you're this, that, and the third."
That's
So they
true.
look for validation outside of themselves all the time. I think it's at this point, it could be just biological almost that the self-confidence part is not really a thing. Like thinking of some of the most attractive women, those are some of the most insecure people in the world. And you know what I'm saying? Like they get approached, all that. So um going back to what you were saying, bro, men don't see what they getting out of any of it. What am I getting other than what you want to give me? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Women
That's
say,
that's the thing. What do
you know
you
what I'm saying?
want?
Women love women want to give you what they feel like love is. And it's like, that's not how they want us to be like them and want us to
Right.
receive it like they do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women nowadays really want a wife when you think about it. Like they want wives
They
themselves
want a
now
girlfriend.
because they work and got jobs and pay bills. They want wives now. Seems
Mhm.
like. But yeah, I mean, they not giving us what we want. So why am I? It's bad enough I have to now. or now, but I've always had to approach. But at that point, I got what I wanted at some level. But if I'm approaching you and I'm not getting what I want, why would I do this?
Yeah. Number three, changing their social norms. A lot of men feel like getting into a relationship with women, they can't really have the same social life as they used to. I can
Well,
see that
at
too.
that point,
It
yeah,
depends
why
because
would
you
you
know you
want
have
to?
some women that are controlling like that and want you to just be up under them all the time. You know how they go.
Yeah, but be a man, bro. Like at that point,
Yeah,
it's like, why would you want the same social life if you in a relationship? That's kind of defeats the purpose. Why would you want to be? Why would you get married if you want the exact same life? Just stay single.
I think a lot of it is just want to not that type of so just hanging out with their homeboy. You know, like when you get in a relationship, what's the first thing when you say you're gonna hang out with your boys or whatever? Here come a thousand questions. I think that's what they saying. Like the attitude or whatever it is, the situation may change once they say they sitting there and they just up and say, "All right, I'll be back. I'm gonna go out."
You can't do that. We
You
all know
can't do that,
that.
and I
You
think
can't
that's
do that
what
in a
they
relationship.
alluding to, saying that that's one of the reasons why they hesitating on being married because they don't want to get
Again,
that up.
why like if that's your goal, then you shouldn't be worried about getting married anyway.
But I
Like
saw this
just you have to.
video. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just don't think you should. Like if you wanting to still do go, do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it, you shouldn't be in a relationship. That's man or woman. That's not how that works. I don't think that's how that dynamic works. So
Bro, I saw this video. This podcast was talking about this. They was kind of talking about this subject similar. And the man was saying that in his relationship, because he is the leader and the protector and all of that, he don't have to tell his woman where he going and when he going and who he gonna be with. But when she goes out, she's supposed to tell him, what she doing, where she going. He said because
yeah,
women can't protect men, but men need to know in case they have to be able to protect the woman. Now, as far as that's what I think. Hey, that was his opinion. that was a
okay.
strong one, and he got some backlash for it. Trust me, they
Oh
was on
yeah,
his
you
ass
getting that?
about that one.
You they
But
on your bumper for that shit.
me, in my opinion, in that situation, I don't mind, telling my woman where I'm going because you never know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen, and you don't want her
yeah,
thinking you at one situation or in one what? And you don't want her thinking that you in one area or one place, and
yeah.
then you might done
And you
went
somewhere
somewhere
else.
else, and that's the
Yeah,
last place she know of. You know what I'm saying? But what
I
do you think
think
about that?
I think protection it can go both ways in the fact of or in the aspect of if you out somewhere and something bad happened to you and she don't know where you at, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she can't necessarily come physically protect you, but women have their own ways of doing things that's just different from men that may garner different results a little bit. So
Yeah,
you got to be able to accept and utilize, you know what I'm saying, stuff like tell her where you at so she, they information based. They got to know all the info so they can calculate and maneuver shit. So you got to use that to your benefit if you trust your woman, like or just simply calling the police if something happened to you. And like, how many times you done watch one of them crime shows and somebody is dead on the side of the highway? You know what I'm saying? And nobody knows what happened.
right.
You got your lady at home calling, being concerned. At least you got somebody searching for you. So now I think he dead ass wrong on that.
He said he
Like if I
say
go,
he said if he out with his boys and he been gone say 4 or 5 hours and she hit him up asking him, where you at or what time you coming home, that's a discouragement for him. That's a turnoff. That's a red flag.
he a weirdo. That's weird.
He
Cause
dudes
why have
like
a
that like to
partner?
be controlling. That's about
Yeah,
control.
they
You
they
want a
yeah
you
they
want an
different.
employee basically. 'Cause you
Yeah,
don't want a partner.
that's on some. That's that's the original phrase toxic masculinity comes from shit like that. Now, I've never been a huge fan of that term necessarily, but and because at the end of the day, I do get it
Right.
because, but no, we got to evolve at least past that part. You know what I'm saying? Like to where you feel like your lady at home is just some airhead damsel, unless she is an airhead damsel in distress that ain't really no benefit in
I
that
mean, then what
aspect.
are you with her for if that's all she
Some
is?
It's somebody for
Some do, but
everybody. If
some
he that
want
type
that
of
though.
dude, yeah, if he that type of dude, then he requires that type of woman. Now, that's not to say that they gonna get far necessarily, but if he that
True.
everybody has a counterpart. So if he that type of man, it's a woman that matches him. So we just gotta take a step back and let those people be. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Just like on some aggressive abusive shit. That on the extreme, like it's those type of men who are abusers and those type of women who seem to yearn being abused on that type of level. Like we all know some women who go out their way to chase down a man that they know abused them.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? I think it's from our perspective, it's unfortunate, but that's just what it is. So I mean, it's dudes out there like that, but they end up with those type of women who, who can't do nothing for them, can't think past nothing and nothing. They would be no benefit. They would just be a detriment if they knew where you was.
True.
There are those women out there. So shit, I don't know.
Number two on the list of why men don't want to marry is financial stability. It says men may delay marriage until they feel more secure financially due to concerns about high cost of living and job insecurity.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's a big one. I think more than
that's expensive.
anything, that has divided the black community the most, by
Yeah,
far the most, is
it
the
is.
expectations of black women when it comes to finances.
But it's more, those are unrealistic expectations, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. Hella unrealistic.
Yeah,
Hella unrealistic. And then it's like if they don't get that, it's like it gotta be like it's gonna be somebody that they like on a for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always the wrong reasons. So yeah, unfortunately, I think that's gonna always be a thing. Like even before a recession or anything was even a big deal, men wanted to be more because we have to be responsible for all this shit. So
right.
we don't want to jump into marriage and then be told that we're responsible for this woman and kids and all that, and then always be scrambling, struggling, assed out because we're gonna look bad. Women don't have that same pressure, but they apply the pressure of, you know what I'm saying? You got to earn X amount and do X amount and all this. Like, so yeah, I can see that. Men don't, especially now with, and it's crazy, the more money that women make, the more they require the other, you know what I'm saying, the man to make. It's like
Right.
they didn't start working to compensate and bring everybody up. They said, okay, now I make this much, you got to
Now
make
you
more now.
got to make, yeah. And I
It's
wonder what
like
happened. What happened to the hardworking man being enough? You know what I'm saying? Like the man that go to work every day, regular 9 to 5. No, he might not be making 100,000 a year, but since when did that dude become less qualified or not good enough?
propaganda. It's
Mm,
the American government, bro, and
an agenda.
bureaucrats and the people who own these big companies. They've been doing this since the feminism movement back in the what 60s or some shit like that, where they
Yeah,
start telling women to go out and get their own money and
yeah,
they can upgrade their own standard of living. Because men, we know like most men are kind of minimalist. Like we gonna try to do it. We gonna try to pay as less as possible and make sure that we good, to make sure the collective is, and we have something for the future and all that. Women, if you notice, they the biggest spenders by far. If they feel it, they want it, and they want the experience of it. They don't give a damn about really saving for the future and everybody else, because that's not what they're wired to do. They don't, like I said, the more money women make, the more selfish they become. They don't want to do nothing for nobody when they make money. So they're not doing it for the same reasons. So yeah, I don't know, bro. That's crazy, but
Number one
yeah,
reason for men is the fear of divorce.
yeah,
I mean, it
yeah.
says
Because we
high
don't like
divorce
wasting our
rates.
time like that.
Yeah, and
And
then
when
you lose. I mean, the system and everything is designed to help women out in that situation. I mean,
yeah,
that
we gonna
should be number
lose.
one.
Why do I want to play a game that 9 times out of 10 I'm gonna be wrong about everything? I'm gonna lose, and then when you leave me, you probably gonna take my kids, and everything is gonna be on your
My
time. I
house,
got to
my
tap dance for
car,
you. Yeah,
shit,
I
gonna
mean,
take half my money.
even if you don't got all that, even if you ain't got no money for real, just taking your kid, and by default the woman gets custody of the kid. That's more than enough right there to make men not want to do it.
Yeah,
You playing a losing game. We don't win. We never win. The only aspect in a relationship where men win is if we constantly making the woman happy and she decides to stay.
and she
That's the only
decides to stay.
standpoint where it views that we win at all, because they come with the stat that men live longer when they married or whatever like that. But it's like, yeah, but you're going through a whole life of low key torture. Like, can you imagine? Like, think of the big brother little sister dynamic. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? How the little sister gets to antagonize the big brother, and he that's basically men and women relationships. Period. You know what I'm saying? So it's bad enough that we're signing up for a losing situation. Like, happy wife, happy life been a such thing for a long time.
Yeah,
So, but we signed up for it anyway because we like women that much. But then to constantly be disrespected publicly, it's like, okay, what am I doing now? Fuck this.
yeah. I saw this post where this woman was asking. This is a different kind of different topic, but she was asking, should women today approach men, to in order to find love or relationships?
I think they got to. Why not? You want to do everything else. Why is it? Hold on. Let me say this.
He said
Why
you want to
is
do
it?
everything. Yeah.
Why is it that when it comes to women, they always want to match energy? You know what I'm saying? They always do stuff predicated on us, except for when it comes to sacrificing for the other person.
Yeah.
They always want to match energy, except for when it's time for them to sacrifice,
They want to match energy when it's energy that benefits them.
or when they being negative.
Or negative drama,
You know what
chaos.
I'm saying?
Yeah, they damn
Not,
sure
yeah, they
like that.
really want to match energy then. Like, because I was saying, like, I made a post about this on Facebook. Like, every time I debate, I end up debating with a woman, especially a black woman. I try to make it a point to say, I love you, black woman, just to do my own little part in trying to mend this male female relationship in our community.
Right.
Just, if we disagree about something, I still love you as a black person. I never get that same energy back. They never say it back. They'll talk shit to me on that post. They'll talk shit in person. They'll argue. They'll debate. Yada yada yada. But when I say I love you, black woman, they don't ever say it back.
Mm-mm.
They don't ever want to match that type of energy. When at the end of the back and forth, we come to a place where we still good. Why ain't that ever the case? So you know, it's a joke, a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah, I think that women should approach men for the simple
Yeah,
fact
why
that
not?
they need to feel rejection too, because they always the ones getting chased, and men have to deal with that reality from a young age. They don't. That's something
That's
that
how
I
you build
think
that
would
self
change.
confidence.
Yeah, I think that would
They
change a
don't.
lot of the viewpoints too.
I don't think they want to go through that type of adversity. I don't think
No, that's why they want to be
their
chased.
uh their emotions can take that type of adversity. I don't think they can take it. They couldn't handle being men. They
Ah,
couldn't.
let me see,
I
black man.
appreciate you how do you do that sign, you know what I'm saying? But they couldn't handle being men in that way. Like their emotions can't take that. Like
True.
so I think again going back to what I was saying earlier as far as the self-confidence or lack thereof, like it always comes from outside of them because they never go through adversity and have to fight through it themselves. When they do, they get real bitter. If you notice that, like they get real on some mean, everybody's the enemy and they don't want to deal with no, like the more adversity a woman goes through, the less she wants to deal with a man. Why is that? Like the
Mm,
more adversity we go through, we seek a woman for that comfort. Let me lay on you, let me be up under you, whatever. It seems to be the opposite for them. Why is that?
mm. That's a good question.
So yeah, they need to learn how to approach. They need to feel that rejection. What the everything they want to push for as far as the equality shit. Yeah, come on and get this equality and get disrespected and rejected and all
Yeah, yeah. Go
that.
ahead and pull up at the
Yeah,
gas stations and try to holler at dudes while they pumping
yeah,
gas and shit.
yeah.
And see, let him
Let
tell
me
you now, I got a woman.
yeah, let me try to run and speed past a group of women that's outside the gas station and shit. Yeah, times is changing, and they're not gonna like how everything goes. Like, there's pros and cons to everything, and I think that women really shot themselves in the foot because I think they really had it good in like the mid to late '90s when the R&B was real good and everybody was on the love thing. They really had it good. Like men, black men, we was working on getting back in the household in a real way, all that
Right.
type of stuff. They kept pushing. They kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing. And now it's the opposite. So many men have been raised under women for so long that it's like, no, fuck that. Now we kind of gotta we date kind of like women a little bit. Like you gotta show me something before I'm going all out for you. And they don't like that. And
Yeah.
the more that they have their own resources and they chant that they don't need us, we gonna be sitting back like, okay, you don't need us then.
Go handle it. Like this one video I saw today
Um,
where this girl was mad. She was talking about she went to get her oil changed, and the dude the mechanic was telling her that she needs a new catalytic converter. She
mhm.
went viral for going off talking about she don't even have a Cadillac. And I was like, well, that right there shows why women need men. I mean, just that little example. And it is crazy that you brought that up because that video I remember seeing that today, and it just had me thinking like, man,
Did
this
she say she don't have a catalog? Cause
because
a
she
catalytic
thought the
converter.
mechanic was lying and trying to get over on her because she don't
Mm,
even
mm,
have a
mm.
Cadillac.
Just loud and wrong, bro. Loud and wrong, and it just happens more and more often. Just being loud as fuck and wrong as fuck. What is going on, bro? But I mean,
Yeah, but they
I
don't
don't,
need
I don't.
us. They don't need us for nothing.
But at the end of the day, it's men that go through that type of stuff too. It's just that as a man, you are then responsible. You can't then point a finger at nobody else for
Right?
being dead ass wrong like that. That'd
Yeah,
be the only difference nowadays.
that's the thing though. Men have to take accountability for whatever they go through or whatever they do. Women necessarily don't necessarily have to
Not to the full extent.
immediately,
Yeah, no, they don't.
not to the full extent. Yeah. Uh let me see. Well, I got our next subject, our next segment. I mean,
Yeah,
past the aux.
yeah.
This I think this
Got a
gonna be
good
a
one
tough one
today.
tonight. I
This a
think this
super classic. A super
this one
classic.
right here,
Oh
I
my
don't know if the
god.
younger generation gonna really know too much about it, but you know, if you had millennial parents or older, you know who these
Yeah,
people are. Cause we damn sure grew up
yeah.
to it and we listened to it as we got older. We
Staples in
got
the black community.
Al Green versus Marvin Gaye. That's a that's a
Ooh,
that's a tough
that's
one.
a classic. That's like the original, like I don't know, Mike Jackson, uh, uh, Prince. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
always been two. That's like the Usher, Chris Brown. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's always been two, two big juggernauts in the R&B space. So yeah, man, that's
This one
just
gonna be
yeah,
tough. It's gonna be
yeah.
tough. Okay, for Al Green, we got "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart?" How
Hmm.
can you mend a
Yeah, that one not as
broken heart?
big, but that's a
Say
classic though.
Marvin Gaye. Oh, y'all cutting up. Yeah. And then for Marvin Gaye, we got "I Heard It Through the Grapevine."
Ooh, you come
I
on, bro.
heard it through the
Eh,
grapevine.
Come on, bro. That's a immediate. That's not even that one ain't even close, bro. That heard it
What?
through the grapevine. Heard it through the
Mm,
grapevine? Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
when he had that little choir come in on that, "How can you mean?" I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with that one though. I'm gonna go with that one. Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, we gotta come on.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta go with that Marvin Gaye.
You
Uh huh.
got "Here I Am, Come and Take Me." Here I am, baby. Come and take
Yeah,
that whole
yeah,
jazz, that beat to that one.
yeah, yeah. That's a slap.
Then you got "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," Marvin.
Oh, wait a second. Wasn't that a collab with somebody? Huh?
Terry
It was a female vocalist, huh?
Terry Ellis, I believe that was her name.
I
Y'all
think
don't
so.
quote me on that now, chat. Let me see. Let me make sure. Ain't no mountain
Marvin.
high enough.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning toward that Marvin too. I just want to see who else was in that
Tammy,
song.
Tammy Terrell, that was her name.
Tammy Terrell. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I
no.
gotta go with that Marvin, man. I gotta go with that Marvin.
Here I am, baby. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I get it. I
I got to
feel
go
you.
with Al Green on that one, man. That boy jammed on that one. I got to
Yeah.
go with Al.
Yeah. I don't
Ooh,
know. We're gonna
okay,
stick.
1-1. We got number 3. "Let's Stay Together," Al Green. That's
Ooh, that's
I
such a
mean,
classic. That's the one right there, bro.
whoo, that's then you got "What's Going On" by Marvin. Y'all ain't finna keep picking Marvin on everything.
Oh,
What's going on?
yeah.
Mm,
I'm gonna go with that Al Green, but I will say for that time period, what's going on with the wars that we was fighting over in
it
Vietnam and
was
shit like that.
huge.
That song was huge.
Yes.
That song was worldwide, bro.
I believe that's
Um,
the song that really got him, like when they really
maybe,
just, you know,
maybe, and that
that
was that was young Marvin too. That was young
yeah,
Marvin.
yeah.
Um,
That
so
that's tough.
ooh,
That's
yeah, that's
tough.
tough.
Cause "Let's Stay Together," I mean,
That's it. That's the pinnacle for I think Al Green really. So I gotta
let's
go with
stay
that.
together. Okay, we got
Uh,
"Tired of Being Alone," Al Green.
yeah.
I'm so tired of being alone.
Being
So
alone, I'm so
tired of on
tired
my
of
own.
being
Then
alone.
you got
Yeah.
Marvin. "Let's Get It On." Let's get it on.
Ooh, hey, I got in trouble in school for singing
Hey,
that. I got in trouble in school for singing that.
let's get it on. I don't
I heard
know,
it for the
man. We
first
got
time as a young dude. Dang.
ooh, hoo, hoo.
Say
That's
them,
tough because
say
boy,
them
he say he
again, bro.
tired of being alone.
I'm tired.
Tired of on
Damn.
my own. Won't you help me, girl?
Just as soon as you can.
Just as
Shit,
soon
that's
as you can. I mean, don't wait a minute later.
I'm a dang.
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough.
That that is super tough. I might gotta go with Al
Okay,
Green
that's
on
my
that one.
theme song. Marvin. Key say Marvin. Oh, he
Yeah,
choosing Marvin all day.
I might gotta go with the Al Green on that one, man. I just
I'm so
like I
tired of
always
being
have
alone.
I loved how his voice sounded in that record specifically. Like his
Yeah.
voice, like for what his voice like you loved him for how his voice sounded because it was so unique. But that song I think really, highlighted his vocals. So I gotta go with the Al Green on that one, bro. For sure. That's
People
tough though.
say that I found a
That's tough.
way to make
That's
you
tough.
love me. Yeah, I like that. That whole new jam. I don't
That's
know though. I
tough,
might have
bro.
to. Ooh, that Marvin though, man. Marvin, that one is tough. Let me see. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go with Marvin on that one. I'm gonna say let's get it on. Yeah, man, that's a tough one there. But dude,
Dang, I don't
we
know,
got
bro.
number
That's yeah, that's
five.
tough.
This one
Yeah,
right here. This the you got love and happiness.
oh, that's
Love and
yeah,
happiness. Something to make you
yeah.
do wrong, make you do
Make
right.
it do right. Yeah, that's man. That been on so many movies. That's
Yeah.
crazy,
I mean
crazy.
the level of classic that song is like you done had it in almost every black song. I mean black movie or show gonna have that song somewhere in it.
Somewhere in it, at some point, even if it's just a small snippet. Yeah, you right.
But then you got Marvin, sexual healing. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake
Oh,
up. Get up, get
that's
up, get up.
tough. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hold on, I need a smoke break for that one. Hold on. Damn.
What you think, Keith? Love and happiness or sexual healing? That is a tough one. That's the he say. I don't care what Marvin
Love and
says.
happiness. Oh man.
The breakdown in that one, bro. The when he dropped that beat.
You said
Ooh.
Al, you don't care what Marvin coming with? Come on, Marissa. Come on.
Love and
You gotta
happiness
you gotta
over
pump your
sexual
brakes on that
healing.
one. You gotta slow down. At least give it a thought first, Marissa. Dang. That's a tough one, man. Hold on.
That's that. Mm, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm not even leaning a certain way with that one. Like that's a tough one to even
Man, I wanna say that might be the toughest 50-50 one we done did. That's
love and
hard.
happiness or sexual healing. Oh, okay. Sex. You know when you play sexual healing, it's if she's our age and
If
up,
she got any old school in her body at all, that song is gonna be up.
that song
But
is a go to.
man, but that's them is
Love and happiness.
depend. I'm with James. It depend on the mood. It gotta
That's
depend on the
true.
mood.
That's true.
I gotta leave it at that. I can't. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse.
So we gonna have,
I
this'll
gotta.
be the second time we done had on here. That's the only two
I
times.
can't. Yeah, I can't do that one. I can't make a
Mm,
decision on that one, bro. That's tough.
mm,
That's super tough, bro.
I don't know. That's because it was 2-2, and I don't know, man. I can't be the one that say
Come on,
I'm gonna have to
get a
let
tiebreaker in.
chat say with love and happiness. Come on, that's Marissa.
Yeah,
Choose. Nope. Yep. You sure right. He be doing. Yeah. You said that. Say that to everybody else. You got to
man,
make a
man,
choice.
come on,
Yeah,
bro.
buddy. Hold us accountable.
James, man, help me out, bro. Don't let him do this to me, dog.
James took the easy route. Talking about depend on the move. Now,
Look,
Now you can't
both.
say
He
both,
said
Keith.
both too. Come
You can't say.
on,
Oh,
come
so
on.
all right. We gonna have it a tie.
Okay.
We this only been the second time. The other one was who was it? Mariah and Whitney, right? Did we do Mariah and Whitney?
I don't think we did Mariah Way. I think that was something that we talked about doing.
It was
Uh,
somebody else.
it was somebody else. I remember it. I remember doing it. I can't remember. I have to go back and look who it was. It was another real good one,
Oh,
but it wasn't.
Beyonce and Mariah, right? I think that's who it was.
No.
Wasn't there? It was
Uh.
somebody.
We haven't done Mariah. It was somebody else. I had mentioned Mariah, but it was somebody else that was big like that. I can't remember who. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, shit. If I gotta pick one, damn it.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know.
I'll give. Okay. I'll do 51% love and happiness. That's it. That's all you getting out of me.
So
I
then
give
that
a
means you just made
small.
a choice because 49 got to go to
That's what I'm saying. I gotta give that. If I have to choose one, I
Hmm.
gotta go with the Al Green. Damn sexual healing though, man. Fuck
He say Marvin.
y'all. Y'all stressing me out, bro. I'm gonna have more gray hair than I need. Fuck. Um,
That's tough. Like look
that's
Ooh,
I'm gonna give it to Al Green. I'm gonna give it to Love and Happiness. Only because it been in more movies. That's it. That's I. If I have to pick one,
Corp. Ooh,
since Marissa won't let me live,
yeah. I would. I
since
must
Marissa
say.
won't let me live.
Ooh, I don't know.
What
I
what
would probably
what
have. I need
movie
to
is
listen
it?
to him.
Chat, help me out. What movie is it where Love and Happiness is in the first is in the first frame of the movie? Is it
Is that
Friday?
is that Friday? No, Friday is
One
what's
of
that other?
them, Love and Happiness, is in the very first frame. Like even before you see people, it's like the first
Yeah.
opening. You know what I'm saying? It's a classic. Everybody know this movie. I'm trying to think of it. I want to say it's not Friday. I'm thinking of Friday. It's not Friday, but
No.
it's something where love was it. Love and Basketball.
Uh, uh,
It,
That's
shit.
a good. That's it.
Okay.
Let me see. Love and happiness sound. Let me see. What?
On Friday, it's Al Green, but a different song. Okay, maybe. Or was that no? I think James. I think that might have been the Isley brothers. I don't think that was Al Green. I think that might have been the Isley brothers on that one. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, because it
Isley. It was.
nah, it wasn't.
It
It
was Ron
wasn't.
Isley.
It wasn't in Friday.
Yeah, that was Ron Isley in the beginning. I don't even know the name of that song, but I know because honestly, that's because James, and I'm glad you said that because at that point, because Ron Isley and Al Green kind of got a similar, unique little tone or pitch to their voice a little bit, so they
Yeah.
kind of sound faintly similar a little bit with how they kind of sing. So I get where that confusion came from because that's where my mind went to at first, but yeah, it's a movie that Love and Happiness is in the very first couple frames. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. But yeah, I gotta give Love and Happiness just that small little edge if I gotta choose one.
I can see that. I can see that. That was a good one right there. We got our next segment,
They got a head
which
cold.
is classic. Yeah, they both sound like they got a head cold.
Yeah, head
Damn.
cold. Yeah,
We got classic or just average. And this is
yeah,
where we go back on our classic movies of our community, the black
yeah,
community. We see if they were
yeah,
made today, would they still be a classic or would they just be average?
yeah,
And we got Baps. You remember that movie?
yeah. I remember Babs.
Halle Berry and I
And
can't
I don't know what that girl name was.
let me see.
She
Hold
was
on.
in what was she in?
Baps. Uh she
Dang, I
was
can't think of that
in
lady name. She was in a lot of things though, honestly. But
her name is Natalie DeSalle or
did she die?
DeSalle.
Did she
I
pass?
don't say that. Uh
It was either her or the chick from the Parkers. Maybe I'm thinking of. My fault.
yeah, she died in no, she didn't. Let me take that back. Oh yeah, 2020. Oh snap, I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
yeah. I thought I heard something about her. But
Yeah,
yeah,
she
I think
died in
Baps would be
2020.
a hit right now with the culture. I think Baps would be a hit. Cardi
Yeah,
B and
but
somebody else,
because of
anybody else.
just the way that they acted. That's
I
exactly
think
what's going on today.
I think it would be a super classic because I think, man, like I think more than anything because we're talking about just kind of young black women and how they choose and they self confidence and stuff like that. I think that would be kind of one of them confidence booster type of movies for young black women. Like
Yeah,
you get a sexy red who kind of been, she a little trifling little girl, but she get drug a lot too. And I'm sure that has some type of effect on her because
right.
she does that. She's acting out. A lot of these young girls is just they just like the young niggas out here. They just acting out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? For attention that they never got before. Not Cardi
That's
B
true.
ever. Maybe not Cardi B, but you know what I'm saying. We can. It's plenty of them. Like I said, Sexy Reds, the Glorillas, the Meg the Stallions. It's a bunch of them little young female artists. Uh, that could use that type of spotlight and just to be showing them love. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So yeah,
yeah. It's quite a few we could get to play those roles today. Uh,
she played
'Cause
on the show with Eve. That's what I was talking about. What's the show that Eve played in? You remember that sitcom back on? I can't even think it was on UPN back in the day or something like that.
it was called Eve.
Was
That
it?
was the name of it. Eve from 2003
Oh,
to
okay.
2006.
Yeah, yeah.
She was
Yep.
also
She was on.
in Medea's Big Happy Family.
Okay.
I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
remember that.
I
Yeah, I
don't
don't remember
either. I
that.
didn't know that.
But
And
Keith said
okay,
none of them. So who would you Keith, who would you put in there in the Baps role right now?
wait on how to be a
What
player.
two young females?
Uh,
Cause he don't want none of the Cardi B's or the
so
sexy
none of
reds
the
or none of
rappers,
them.
none of the rapping females.
Yeah, but
He say
who
none of
would you
them.
put in there though? I think they the perfect role. That's basically who we dealing with now.
That's basically what. Yeah,
It's
especially
we
Halle
passed
Berry
them
role.
actually. Yeah, we passed them at this point.
You make Suki
We
be her part, and
Sukiana,
yeah,
yeah,
and Glorilla be the other one, and you got
talking
the
about booty holes and shit. Yeah, what you what?
number
We
two.
didn't
We
got worse
got
choices.
the best man.
Mm.
That's a
I think that'll be a classic no matter what, bro. I think that'll
uh
be a classic no matter what.
it would depend.
Just
Well,
the
it kind of
storyline
depends
is
on like
something
what we
about.
was talking about earlier, how they view marriage now. You know what I'm saying? They
I think
trash.
that'll.
He said they
That's
trash.
not. That's the point. That's the point.
Yeah, that's you don't want nobody that's gonna act
Classy.
like with good acting. You
Yeah.
need that ratchet, and they wouldn't even
Yeah.
have to act. SZA could do one
Exactly.
other, Kiki and SZA. Yeah, but they would still have a little bit class to it. Too much,
Yeah. I
they would still
mean,
put
they could act ratchet, but it wouldn't be quite as
it
authentic
wouldn't be
as they be
authentic.
ratchet. Yeah.
Cause
I
she
think it
kind of
would.
did that movie in her last movie with Kiki with her and what was that girl where they did like this road trip or some shit like that.
I
Let
don't
me
remember
see.
that.
Hold on. Cause I just saw I didn't watch it, but I remember seeing hold on, let me see. Latest movie.
Gotta do some maneuvering with these lights.
Starting to they start one of them days. That's what it was called. Her and SZA, matter of fact. That's who it was.
And what was it called?
One of them days with her and SZA. Speaking of Marissa, I haven't seen it either. I've just now I saw the
Yeah.
trailer of it like a month ago or so, I think. But it didn't really do too good. It's on Netflix. I guess
Yeah.
I give them a shout out. The best man, like who would play for one? You got to get Tay Diggs, you got Morris Chestnut, you got Terrence Howard.
I don't think it would be hard to find them roles because the storyline itself made it so good. Like you
Nah,
can
you can't just throw anybody in there and think they're gonna
I
be
wouldn't
able
say
to.
just anybody. I'm not saying just anybody. I'm saying that the storyline itself is so good that you don't really have to find somebody super specific necessarily. Like you can find I don't know who would play Morris Chestnut character. Maybe a real football player. You know what I'm saying?
They can act. Nah. Uh, it all for us. It always goes back to the same ones, like Michael B. Jordan. Now he would play that role pretty good
Which
since he
role?
Morris Chestnut, the football player.
Is he big enough?
Hell, he got big enough for Ali.
He
Are
wasn't
you?
in
Oh, you
Ali. You
talking
mean
about?
Creed?
I mean Creed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He got.
But I think I'm just saying for the size disparity between those two. You know what I'm saying? It was like I think a part of the storyline was Morris Chestnut's character was such a big, such a physically imposing character, especially compared to his friend, that it was, you know what I'm saying? It was that dynamic
If
where
you
it was
put
just
you put Kevin Hart next to Michael B. Jordan, it's gonna look like
okay, okay. But see, Kevin Hart would try to be too funny.
that's
That
the
Rose
thing.
did character wasn't that
Well,
funny.
I
He
don't
wasn't
know
supposed
because
to be
I've
funny.
seen him do the Upside, and that's not a comedy like role. And he was I ain't gonna lie, Kevin Hart was good in that movie.
Okay, okay.
He can
I ain't
play a
really,
serious
I ain't
role.
seen that movie, so I can't. But okay,
Omar Good, and we be forgetting about him, but ain't he kind of older? She say,
he
"Yay,
older.
Yay,
Hell no.
who's not Kanye? You talking about Kanye?"
I know he ain't talking about Kanye West. I, kn- I
Nah,
know that's ain't who.
not Kanye.
James, you was my homie, but I hope you ain't that. That's who you talking about right now.
Nah, nah,
Oh
nah, nah,
shit.
nah.
But
Uh,
nah, hell
but as
nah.
far as yeah, like you said, as far as the storyline, I do agree. I think
Yeah. I'm trying
it
to
would
think of
be
just somebody other than the same old main,
yeah.
the same old. Oh, maybe he was trying to say yes. My bad. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
We jumped the
you
gun
put
on that
Yay,
one. My
that's
bad,
thanks
bro.
Kanye, and I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even know he act.
Yeah.
Like
But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, dang, we need. I mean, maybe a
it,
I don't know. I can't think of nothing right now, but I think it'll still be a classic. The storyline itself will make it a classic still.
yeah, I think it would still
We
be a
jumped on
classic.
you. Hey, my fault, bro. Our bad.
Huh?
When because he said we immediately jumped on him, but because we thought he said Kanye West. So yeah, that damn. We
Okay,
exposed
we
ourselves
got
on that one.
number three. We got Roll Bounce with who was that? Bow Wow, Nick
Bow
Cannon,
Wow,
Megan
yeah,
Good. Uh,
yeah.
that shit was trash to
Uh,
me.
yeah. No, I ain't really care for it for real. I don't think it'd be no different now. It'll be even more corny now because that is not the culture. You know what I'm saying? The old
Kind of
school
like
type of
ATL. I mean, like,
yeah, yeah. It will be. It's a more lame version or an old school version of ATL. So
yeah,
it would have to come with a different storyline because people don't roller skate no more. So that wouldn't really. It would have to be something else.
they
People still roller skate.
they
When the
still
last time you
skate.
went to the roller rink?
My kids was little, but you gotta understand. I mean, I ain't never been a skater myself, no way, because how
I
it was
mean,
looked at rollerblading when we was younger. You know, the main dudes didn't rollerblade. That was for the dudes
yeah.
that.
Well, see, I didn't rollerblade. I didn't do the inline rollerblade shit ever. Like
Oh no,
I went to the roller rink, and you know what I'm saying. Did
yeah,
played it that way
skating.
with the four skates, not the inline shits. The
Yeah,
inline shits was gay. I'm sorry.
nah,
No
yeah, you
disrespect to
doing all
nobody,
that, you
but the in
spinning and shit with it, and
yeah,
that wasn't.
yeah.
We didn't do that growing up.
But yeah,
Uh,
roller skating was popular when I was young though. We always went
yeah,
roller
the
skating
skating
though.
ring, going to the
Yeah, the
skating ring,
skating
all
rink.
that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
even know if they even do that. We used to have birthday parties and everything at the skating ring.
All
Like,
type of shit at the roller skating rink. Yeah,
yeah, they don't do
that
that no
ain't.
more. But
We didn't lost that in the black culture.
what about drumline?
I think drumline still got a chance to be good because HBCUs and stuff like that is still a big thing. And
Uh,
I think, yeah, I think that
the sto-
storyline also it don't get old.
I was
I
gonna
don't think
say
it
the
really get old.
storyline is good.
I don't, yeah,
They can find anybody to replace Nick Cannon. That I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
anybody, easy,
you can put
easy,
anybody in that role, and that
anybody
storyline
in
gonna
that
be
role.
much better.
And I think it'll be better if you put somebody else in the original. I don't think Nick Cannon was cool. That was his role back then. But with the people that we know of now, I think you can put some better people in that role.
Yeah.
Honestly,
What about Zoe's role though? Zoe Saldana. Ain't that how you say her name?
Hurt
Saldana.
Saldana, Saldana. I
Saldana.
think it's
Saldana.
Saldana. Yeah. I think you can put almost any pretty young chick in her role too. Just not none of the ratchet ones. We can't. We got to exclude them for sure on this one. But uh, uh, who's a young wholesome chick that we know of? Is do those exist anymore? I don't know.
Young,
Oh, oh, maybe her. That girl, her.
she
She
act
could go. She. I don't know, but you could put. I
her.
think you could put it in there.
That's mm,
I think that her.
or I would say Scissor in that role.
Or no, not Scissor. What's the other girl? Ella May. Ella May. I think she'll be good. She could
Ella May,
play Kyra Pratt. Kyla Pratt too old. She in her fucking 40s now. Kyla Pratt.
Kyra Pratt. Hell, yeah, Kyra Pratt our
She
age.
she our age. Yeah, she old now.
Yeah,
But I think yeah, I think
she would
if
have
she
been
played
good
an
though as a
exchange
young.
student, if she played an exchange student from Europe, that'd be dope. Ella May,
Yeah,
that'd be tough.
we got last one is How to Be a Player. Somebody had mentioned that movie earlier in the chat.
Yeah, so, because that lady was in it, played in it.
Yeah,
How to be a player.
Bill
Man, that will
Bellamy.
that will fall
Uh,
into. I think that would be
dude,
big. You don't like who you don't like. You don't like LMA, Keith.
what?
Oh, Keith. I don't know about that.
I
What you
don't
don't
like
like
her.
about
You don't like
You don't
who?
like nobody. I think you're talking
Just
about LMA,
Ella May.
bro. You
You don't
don't
like
like
her
nobody,
music?
bro.
Keith,
You
Keith,
don't like.
Keith must be old school. Keith probably like shit. They ain't
Yeah.
no Anita.
Who? Who would you?
They they ain't no Gladys, nigga.
Yeah. Who? Keith. Who would you put in there? Who would you put in there instead? Then give us your personal feedback on it. Then, but
You got How to Be a
uh,
Player.
how to be a player. I think that will fall into what's going on the climate nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Especially since he got called out and busted out on it. He got, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be real big nowadays. You could almost do it in reverse now. Like you could almost have a woman doing playing the Bill Bellamy role. Have Glorilla play the Bill Bellamy role.
I was finna say that's the only way I
You
could
know what I'm
see it
saying?
today being
Yeah.
a classic is if they switched the roles and had the
Yeah.
woman
That would spice it up for real on that one.
playing a bunch of dudes and you know what I'm
Playing a
saying
bunch of
like
dudes. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that narrative kind of played out now. You know, like the whole
Yeah.
player narrative. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't.
But the woman victim thing won't ever play out though. They're gonna always feed into that. Look in the Tyler Perry movies. That's why he keep making them. Because the woman
What?
victim thing is what they
Yeah, because
resonate
he
with.
he he based a lot of his off of black women's pain and they struggle
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
that ties into the emotions of it. And that's how he keeps being where he at now.
Yeah. I
Doing
mean, but I don't think he
it's
wrong.
already
Just to segue real quick, I don't think he wrong. And that's the purpose of the movies. It's just like with me, like I'm in the cars real heavy. So when Fast and Furious came out back in the day, I was big on that shit. When
right,
Transformers came out back in the day,
right,
you know what
right.
I'm saying? It made you feel a way. So I don't think Tyler Perry wrong for it. He giving his audience what they want to see. I want to see cars racing up and down the street or Optimus
His
Prime shooting
audience
up
is
shit.
mainly black women. It
That's his
is.
audience. Now, unfortunately, the stuff he highlights is triggering directly in our community, and it kind of has triggered, women into feeling a way in real life with real life people.
Right.
So, it has its negative, but women got to grow up and learn how to decipher that for themselves. And if they
Okay.
can't regulate that in their own personal life, then that's their fault. That ain't Tyler Perry problem.
Yeah, that's true. Who? Okay, so let's say we kept it as a. He said, "Man, y'all trip." If we kept it as a as is, who would we get to play Bill Bellamy's part besides a Kevin Hart or you know what I'm saying? Like who could play that role because he had quite a few people in there too. Matter of fact, let me see who I
Yeah,
was at. So
it was
you had
back
Pierre.
then, bro.
Remember, Pierre was funny as hell. back in the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
He
Back in the
came from
day, man,
like
they
Comics
had some
View and shit.
star-studded. Yeah, they had a bunch of,
Anthony
a bunch
Johnson,
of
Bernie Mac. I didn't know Bernie was in there.
RP. Yeah, RP Bernie Mac, RP Anthony Johnson, AJ Johnson. Um, I'm trying to think of somebody, a young dude right now that could play
That
that
could
role.
play Bill Bellamy's role. The dude from Snowfall. He
Yeah,
he 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 could play that role.
I think what's the name could? What's that? ASAP Rocky. I think he could play it. I like ASAP Rocky as an actor. He was in. He had a movie. I forget what it was
Yeah,
called.
Rihanna playing his ass. How the fuck?
Nah, I don't think Rihanna playing him. Are you
Man, did
kidding
you
me? She
see
a
the photo
billionaire.
that they made where she was in the front and he in the back holding the gown and the baby and shit and what? Like, come on, man.
She's a
He already,
billionaire, bro.
huh? I
She's a
wouldn't give a
billionaire.
damn.
I understand that you don't give a damn, but she's a
Mm-mm.
billionaire,
That's
and she's a billionaire in the space
on
that
paper.
she's a billionaire in the space that he likes and that he's relevant in as far as fashion and shit like that. That's his thing. So that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's a win for him. You got the richest woman in one of the richest popular women in this space that you already want to be a part
So
of.
you gonna give
He
up your
winning. I don't
manhood just because she's got
I don't think he giving
billions?
up his manhood to do it. I think
Don't
he
nobody look at him the
whatever
same.
I mean, he was never no super tough type of nigga anyway. Don't nobody look at
That was
ASAP
their whole
Rocky.
image. The ASAP
Nah,
Rocky
hell
boy,
nah.
the ASAP boys.
They was just little street niggas. They wasn't tough like
You
that. Don't
can't come
nobody.
out as no street nigga now.
He don't need to. He married to a billionaire woman. Why do he need to? This is what we want the
That's
rappers to
not
do.
his money.
Get somewhere and sit the fuck down somewhere, dog.
That's
You
not
rich now.
his money. That's her money.
But
And they
okay,
ain't
so we
married. They're
looking
not
at
married.
they're not. Are you sure?
No, they just got a baby together, right? They're not
Two.
married.
I think they got two, like two or three now. And
I
regardless,
think
I
it
mean
is too. I think it
that
is
might be
too.
even better. Either way, I don't think he loses. Like that's the same position that Offset was in with Cardi B. Like, and he just not fumbling he not fumbling.
No, no, no,
I don't,
no, no. No, no,
like you
they
got
not married.
Rihanna.
But that wasn't
You got
Cardi ain't no billionaire. But
I
that
understand that,
ain't the
but
same.
she got more than
That would be like, okay, you saying so just because she got more money than him, he's supposed to demasculate himself
well
or allow himself
I
to
think it's
be
emasculate, but I think uh it's like what is he
emasculate.
doing?
No,
I think
no,
that's
not
how you say it.
emasculate.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
demasculate.
I don't know. I think it's emasculate though. I really feel like it's emasculate.
Emasculate.
But um it's like what is he doing that other than the fact that he held her down, which is like basically holding the door open or putting your
Oh,
jacket
you
over a
right.
puddle, huh?
Oh well, what both of them kind of got the.
Yeah, it mean the same thing
It's
to
the same.
demasculate.
Yeah, they got the
Yeah, to
same exact meaning.
emasculate is to demasculate. It's the same thing, but technically it's emasculate. So whatever. But um what is he
One is more
doing that
broad. Yeah.
showing that he is
So
less than a
emasculate is about his strength and virility. Demasculate is his masculinity in a broader sense. So that's what I was meaning, like his whole manliness, his masculinity.
man? When you married a rich girl, why do you need to look tough no more?
It ain't about looking
Come
tough.
on.
It's about still being a man. I wouldn't care how
What
much money she got. I'm not gonna allow her to son me.
how did she son him?
You haven't seen the images? You gotta go see. Yeah, I bet once you see it, you're gonna feel a whole lot different about it.
I mean, and I don't know. I just again, and it could be me. I've never looked at him like no tough dude. Like he always been in the fashion and been borderline questionable. If you ask me, he always been into his on
You
some
thought he
self
was a
fitting.
little.
He
I
a
ain't
little
never
street dude.
no.
He a
Cause
little
when they
street
first
dude, but
came out, they wasn't
when they
like that.
first came out, that's a long time ago, bro.
But
They
they
been
wasn't
let
like
that.
that. He didn't get like that till after he got with Rihanna. and he started
No, he
acting
was
like
like
that,
that
bro.
before that.
They
Before
wasn't
that.
they wasn't acting like that. ASAP Rocky and all them nah,
Yeah. I
they wasn't
don't
acting
not the
like that.
rest of his not the rest of his little crew, but ASAP Rocky specifically, yes. He been on the fashion
Yeah, but he
borderline.
wasn't
Yeah.
painting his nails and doing all that shit before.
He been that. He been that for a cool minute now.
Nah, I can't
But I
let
mean
this. I
that's
can't let.
that's what he wanna do, bro. I
Who is
mean,
Trevor
I don't
Jackson?
think yeah, I'm
Trevor
not sure
Jackson.
who that is. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, bro. At that point, you gotta let them get. I
The
would
dude
I
that
wouldn't
plays
do
Superfly. You seen that movie?
Superfly. Yeah.
I've never. I don't think I've
Oh
ever
yeah.
seen that movie.
That's is that the dude that was in the Shaft that played the son in Shaft? Oh
No.
yeah, yeah. I think that was the son that was in Shaft, the last Shaft movie,
Let me see. Shaft 3, right?
something like
Or
that.
2, 3.
Oh
Shaft 3.
no, he said not in Shaft. Maybe it was the other one you were saying. I don't know.
Nah, that dude name was hold on. Oh nah, that was the comedian dude. Uh fuck what's his name? Brandon something.
Oh, Brandon T. Jackson or something maybe.
Yeah. That was him.
Yeah. Okay, that's why I got it mixed up. But yeah, ASAP man, he always been a little fruitcake. If you ask me, he ain't never been tough. I ain't never looked at him as no tough dude. Just cause they tried to rap like that, don't mean they was
Oh, I mean,
actually
we knew
viewed
that.
like that.
Hell, even
So yeah,
shit, Tupac wasn't a real gangbanger.
Tupac wasn't. I mean, but Tupac didn't come out like that either. He really came out as an artist. Like his early music was the soft stuff. He got tough later on when he got into the beef shit.
When he went into the pen and came out.
Right, when he went to Death Row and all that, that's when he wanted to be tough. But he didn't start out being super tough. He was a revolutionary. So he just his and you got to remember he was super young, so his energy just got diverted. He got distracted.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think he really
I
meant to try to come off super tough though. It was just
looking
that
at
it was his energy.
looking at this Trevor Jackson dude. He might have played that how to be a player role pretty good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you who would have been good in it though if he wouldn't have died, and that was Chadwick Boseman.
Oh well, I don't know about that. After Black Panther, I don't know if I could see him in a role where he trying to play women and look like a goofball.
Oh, so you think he's Black Panther got him sealed as uh I don't know because I
I
saw his
think
other
that would have
movies.
put him. I think he maybe would have done it, maybe, but I don't think. I think after Black
I
Panther,
don't
he
think
was too big for a role like that.
that, well he
That put
did
him.
21 Bridges. And that was a low budget like movie. I don't know.
Yeah, but
He
what
was
was
in
the
Superfly and so
material?
far.
What was the topic about though? That's the difference.
He was a cop or a detective or something like that.
You know what I'm saying? That is viewed different, and for somebody like a Chadwick Boseman, because of him wanting to make sure he keeps his prestigious esteem, I don't think he would do a low budget movie like that with that type of material. Like
I
if he gonna
never
do something low budget, it's gonna be something that he could be, he could stretch his acting cloth a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like something challenging, not just
you don't
something
think
like
that's
low budget,
challenging.
kind of
That's more
not in that
for
type of like
that's more for DC
that's
Young
challenging in
Fly
a
or some shit like
yeah,
that.
that's challenging in the wrong way for him.
That's
I don't
all
think
I
his
got, bro. That's the
yeah.
last one for tonight. Let me see here. Oh yeah, he did play in Grownish too. I never got into those shows. Grownish, Blackish. What was the other one?
None of
Mixedish
those.
or some shit like that.
Yeah, Blackish is I think the the
Yeah,
the one,
I
but I,
never.
I never really got into them neither. I seen maybe one or so episodes, something like that, but it wasn't really. It wasn't really
Kind of
my
mid.
shit. Yeah.
That's all I got. We're gonna be back here Monday, 9 o'clock, same time, 9 p.m. Central. He said that shit was trash. It was. She was trash.
Yeah, yeah,
We be back here at 9 p.m. Central Monday. You can follow us, man. Please
yeah.
like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this
Share it.
so
Make
we can
sure y'all
get to the
tap in,
algorithm.
interact. We trying to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we interact with our people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do something a little different. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out to
this
everybody in the
is
chat tapping in with us.
yeah, that
James,
shit was
Keith,
trash.
you know what I'm saying? All y'all. We appreciate Marissa.
Appreciate
I
y'all
think
riding with us.
she may have tapped
Marissa,
out.
she
She got
probably had
work.
to go
So
back to work, but she
yeah,
usually
yeah.
ride
But
with
we
us.
appreciate y'all,
James,
man. We appreciate it.
Dwayne, we saw you earlier. He probably had to
Yeah,
ride
yeah.
out too. Yeah, but appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Y'all join us again Monday. Monday. Tell them where to follow you at. You know, I always do that part so you can get your
Yeah,
shout out
yeah.
in too.
You know what I'm saying? You can follow me on Instagram, Easy Does It, on Twitter, X, all that. But man, just make sure y'all always tap in right here, man. This where y'all can really for sure
This
always find me right here. Right here on the Black Club.
right
For
here on the
sure.
Black Club. Same time, same
Yeah.
days. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. We're gonna try to keep this
Monday,
real consistent.
Wednesdays, and
9 p.m.
Fridays.
Central time. We'll check y'all
Yes,
later. All
sir.
right.
Holla.